There are going to be people online that say you didn't get married because he wanted you to sign a prenup.
Correct.
So why did you not just sign the prenup?
In that moment, it was, I'd rather walk away from something knowing that I chose myself than to spend the rest of my life not being loved the way that I love somebody.
Translation, I want to take his money and virtue signal while I do it.
Somebody.
Yep.
Additionally, women learn early that they have something men want, and they learn to manipulate men to take advantage of it. It is predatory, not more mature. Men could be just as predatory as women, but the law and social mores clamp down heavily on men's natural tendencies.
Why would I get married? Why?
Yeah.
There's no actual reason to get married. It can complicate things. I have some friends that just have a woman they love and they had kids and they just didn't get married. I find them happier than those that get married.
There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but I feel like once you put the marriage title on it, there's just this
like a
added
pressure
pressure,
too, right? Yeah.
that like the relationship doesn't need.
Did you hear about this new food that like completely destroys sex drive in women?
No.
Wedding cake.
They say marriage is a modern woman's side hustle. To divorce is to cash out on her husband's assets and half his pension, 401k, child support, and alimony. But men aren't saying no. Men are saying no to the inevitable divorce, child support, and alimony routine.
This is the thing I hear from all women nowadays. We're all the masculine men. I'll tell you, the second you meet them, you run and hide.
Because they don't want to sacrifice a part within themselves, so that would
men
require
aren't going
them to show up.
Men are not willing to give up their commitment for somebody that is still committed to other things. And women need to really understand that, is that it's not easy to be with a real man. Most women say they want a high-value alpha male. They don't. They've been trained to want men that lie to their face. And that needs to be challenged.
The women who are fuming about this are the ones who are mad about having a pension plan through a man when she divorces him. Women are fuming because they know they'll have to actually work to generate resources to live their lives.
Who has it harder, men or women?
It's men by a mile in every
Really, you
arena.
would truly believe that?
In every arena of life, they have it harder. I can tomorrow be unemployed, and there will be a man in my life at some point that will say, I'll look after you, whether that's my dad, my brother, or my partner. Somebody will say, a man can absolutely hate his job, hate his appearance, have terrible relationships with his family, and not one person, no one's coming, no one's saving him.
Nobody.
And it's
All up to
heartbreaking.
him.
Yeah, because one thing I've noticed is, for me personally, if I'm forcing myself out of bed in the morning to go to work, I'll just say, I don't like this job, I'm quitting. And then I think there's men out there who have that experience all day, every day, up until they're 70 years old, and think if they don't go to work, kids don't eat. And there's women that experience that too. But the pressure on a man is completely different. Completely different.
If we think about it, marriage was not developed or instituted by man. It was made by God not only for procreation, but to show the beautiful relationship between a man and a woman. The reason why things fail is because man has strayed from the God-given explanation and definition of things, and marriage is one of them.
What is it about women and accountability to where the two are just like oil and water? Why is that?
Well, how often do we really hold them accountable?
It's like trying to grab something that's like very slippery. It's a constant process of emotional justification for their actions without admitting that it was a mistake.
Like every time the cop lets the woman off the hook for the speeding ticket because she's crying, it just trains that kind of behavior in women. And if we held women to the same level of accountability that we hold men to, we would see that behavior disappear. Like it doesn't exist in other cultures to the extent that it exists in this culture, which is very permissive of female behavior.
There's a quote from Socrates that goes, "Trust not a woman when she weeps, for it is her nature to weep when she wants her will."
Works.
I agree.
Women are never satisfied. They are not designed to be content. They are designed to be unhappy. No matter what you do, they'll always look for what you don't do. Women and accountability are like oil and water. Zero synergy.
Marriage as we do it today is not marriage anymore. I cannot fault men for being cautious. Some men just aren't going to get married because the laws are too favorable to women.
Modern women look at marriage as part of their individual financial plan rather than a commitment to their husbands. Marriage is not marriage anymore.
Does that make sense for you as far as like why divorce is inherently more risky for men?
I just feel like you're saying because women tend to be the person who initiates a divorce, correct?
Yes.
That's why it's riskier for men. But why do women tend to end divorces? And with successful men that have money, they cheat.
She said it earlier.
They do all these things that women don't want to
She
put
said
up
it earlier.
with.
It's
So
a feeling.
why?
Feelings
Yeah.
change from day to day.
Yeah,
time
so
to
I
time.
could have been in love with the person at the moment, but if that person is no longer treating me well just because we're married, I have to say no.
That's the
Because he
point.
can't be a good husband.
So as a man,
that's all I'm asking.
if I marry you and
Yeah.
you decide, you know what, he's not the guy I thought he was anymore, I'm leaving. You take half my stuff, and maybe.
So is there no risk
So?
without reward?
Oh, so what?
You married me, right?
No. So once again, this is why
You
men
wanted to marry me.
don't want to
You
get married.
thought you loved me enough that it would be worth it to you to marry me and
so
take
real
the
quick,
risk.
hold on, stop the show. You just basically admitted it with your own words why guys don't get married.
They're fuming because their tickets to a life where they could spend without earning are soon going to be over. More men are getting their passports going overseas, so the pension plan is drying up for them. These modern-day women only quote and follow quotes that benefit them.
I just came to the realization why I'm single. Every guy that I'm like, oh yeah, he's attractive. Okay, this is not supposed to be offensive, but I see their wives and they just look like so like, you know, like not like this, just like, you know, like I pretend my tattoos are gone. Dude, I look crazy. Like, that's why guys don't want to wife me up. And I just come to this realization today. See? Or maybe it's because all of them see me eat sushi after I get out of the grocery store in my car with my bare fingers and drink sweet tea. Oh no. Guys, I thought these men wanted, like, you know, big, strong, tough girls. I don't know. I feel like all of them are like super girly, and all these guys are like, yeah, that's my girl. That's just like housewife stuff. And I'm over here like, I own my own business. I'm covered in tattoos. I'm a little spazzy, but that's okay. We embrace it. But yeah, I don't think any guy's gonna wife me up because they can't take me seriously. And I just realized that. Damn.
Now that was just painful to watch, wasn't it? What is not addressed today is the freeing of men from the responsibilities of doing a job for 35 to 40 years. That is likely some type of servitude in order to fulfill providing their indentured support system, mortgaged house, vehicles, vacations, besides heat, electricity, food, and clothing for a wife and children. Men freed from this traditional role can choose to pursue whatever it is that gives them purpose and makes them happy. The old traditional role for men as the family man is a life-sapping trap also, while the new mating game has nothing on offer for men from women other than casual get-lucky hookups.
This might be a bit controversial, but I'm convinced that Australian men are either too scared to ask girls out or they just don't know how to. And the reason I know this is whenever I'm overseas, guys will just approach you. And my friends from America that recently came down, they actually noticed that they don't get approached in Australia, but when they go back home, they will have like 5 guys running after them in one night. And I'm not sure what's happening. I'm not sure what has changed in Australia compared to, say, Europe or America, but it's very different here. And I feel like women have to start making the moves on guys, which is a very different sort of change with the dynamics. And the issue with that is I don't know how to approach a guy. Like, how do you ask a guy out? Do you just go up to them and ask out? How do you do that? But I'm not on any dating apps and I don't want to go on any. So my only solution is to meet someone out in public, but I don't go out at night and I don't drink, and, you know, I'm not going to be at a bar. So I know I'm not going to meet my person there. So it'll either have to be at the gym or at my cafe. Yeah. Anyway, please tell me that I'm not alone. Like, does anyone else notice this in Australia? Is the dating culture here slightly different? Because it's definitely different overseas. Like, men will just go for what they want.
Many decades ago, most married women didn't work. They were housewives. When a marriage ended, the woman had no assets, no money, no job, and no skill. That's why alimony laws were created, and divorce settlements divided all the assets 50-50. They figured being a housewife contributed as much to the marriage as an income did, and the housewife shouldn't lose everything in a divorce. Plus, since the woman was unskilled and unable to get a quality job, she needed a steady income to make a living. Today is much different. Most women are educated and earn their own income. Most married couples split the housework and childcare. There is no longer a need for alimony, and the divorce settlement should be based on how much each person brought to the marriage.
A guy who cannot communicate cannot lead. Yeah, a guy who cannot communicate cannot lead. Think about the guy that has ghosted you, is ghosting you, or any of the guys that have ghosted you in the past, okay? Not people that can lead. They're not guys that can lead because they can't accurately even express what is going on inside of them. If they can't effectively communicate, how can you expect them to lead you? He would rather be weird and ignore you than say, I'm not vibing anymore. I'm not interested anymore. It's not my jam. Do you know what I mean? Like, he can't even muster up 3 words. I'm not vibing anymore. Okay, that's 4. This doesn't just go for guys that have ghosted you. You could be in a relationship with someone who can't communicate with you. Like, you could be in a relationship with someone. Avoidant attachment styles cannot lead. Avoidant attachment styles cannot lead, okay? You should have no desire to want to be with anybody that cannot properly lead you, okay? Has no plan, doesn't know where he's going, doesn't know where he's taking you. Immediately no. Immediately no. That sounds like a fucking trap in hell. No thank you. I want to know that we're going to the clouds. We're going to the fairies. We're going to see the fairies, right? We're going to hold hands and kiss and go to the fairies? We're not doing that? You don't know where we're going? You don't know how to get there? Okay, this is sounding very bad.
Put all your pride and arrogance out of your life, guys and gals, and behave like you want to see others behave towards you. Then you can enter into a mutually respectful and uplifting experience. Marriage is hard work sometimes, so don't think it is this endless bliss because you are burning rocket fuel at a rapid rate for a fair while.
At the age of 54 and 2 divorces later, let me give you the marriage advice I wish that I had listened to. Love is not enough. Marry for character, not just chemistry. You're not just marrying them, you're marrying their habits, their debt, and their family drama. Marriage will never fix loneliness. The wrong person will make it worse. You can't marry potential. You're not a life coach. You're a spouse. Being alone is way better than wishing you were. The right person will make you feel safe. The wrong one will make you feel small. We'll figure it out is not a financial plan. Some people don't want love. They want control. Learn the difference. You should be excited to marry them, not just relieved that they finally committed. Be prepared to marry the whole family. Period. Hope that helps.
When it comes to doing their part, they have an opinion about it and have to speak out. You can't bring up your father, grandfather, great-grandfather. They were and what they brought to the marriage. On the other hand, when women's roles are brought up, it's crickets. Thanks for watching the Voices of Man channel. This is your space. Share your voice and be part of a global community.